A very good afternoon. Nice of you to join us on Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwu. Today we will be focusing on the north central region of the country. But before we get into that, let's take a look at national headlines at the moment. The Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, has asked for the immediate withdrawal of security operatives from the Labour House, Abuja. According to a statement signed by the NLC head, Media and Public Relations, Comrade Benson Ukpa, at about 8:30 p.m. on Wednesday, long after the close of work, a troop of heavily armed security operatives invaded the Lagos House, Labour House, Central Business District, Abuja, which serves as the national headquarters and secretariat of the Nigeria Labour Congress. The security operatives from the police force, with some wearing black T-shirts, presumably from the Department of State Services, and others on outright mufti, swooped on the 10th floor of the NLC and arrested the security operative on duty, and then commanded him to the second floor, where he was asked to produce the keys to the offices. When he told them that he had no such keys on him, they broke into the floor and ransacked the bookshop on the second floor, carting away hundreds of books and other publications, claiming that they were looking for seditious materials used for the End Bad Governance protests. It adds that the Nigeria Labour Congress condemns in its entirety this new law in security operations, as the armed security operatives showed no legal documents permitting them to invade the premises. The Kaduna State government has relaxed the 24-hour curfew it imposed on Kaduna and Zaria metropolitan cities from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily, effective today, August the 8th. According to the Kaduna State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Mr. Samuel Aruwan, the decision was taken by the State Security Council under the leadership of Governor Uba Sani. He explained that after a thorough review of the security situation in Kaduna and Zaria towns, as well as its environs, the council unanimously agreed to relax the 24-hour curfew earlier imposed on Monday, August the 4th. By this review, the curfew will now be in effect from 6 p.m. to 8 a.m. daily, implying that citizens may move freely and carry out their legitimate activities between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. and will revert to the curfew from 6 p.m. to 8 a.m. The Kaduna State Security Council reiterated its total commitment to the peace and security and will continue to take all steps deemed necessary. We begin in Plateau State, where the government intensifies campaign against the spread of cholera with a sensitization program, even as the state is yet to record any case of the disease. State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Cletus Shuruk, maintained that government's consistent sensitization and clean environment, provision of portable water, and campaign against open defecation have been responsible for not having any case of cholera in the state.
The Plateau State government seems resolved to maintain zero record of cholera disease as it continues awareness campaigns to various communities on the prevention of cholera. The sensitization program, organized by the Sustainable Urban Rural Water Supply, Sanitation and Hygiene, Source Rush, climaxed at LEA Model Primary School, Giel, in Jos South Local Government Area, where the school children and other members of the community are educated on how to live healthier lives.
Rub your hand very well with the soap. I keep the soap. She's washing her hands.
But for us on the plateau, I think one of the things that must have contributed to why we have not recorded any case is the improvement in the environmental sanitation, because you can see now the agencies that is started with the responsibility of ensuring a clean environment is actually up and doing it.
We said it is important we bring together our stakeholders, the press, the community, the development partners, the private sector, and the organized civil society, so that we can move together and deliver these tips, these good tips, and keep Plateau out of cholera.
Organizers are also collaborating with the media to widen the scope of awareness.
We know the effects of cholera, particularly on children. We know also how it affects populations. And so as journalists, our role is to provide adequate information to the public on how to prevent and curb the spread of malaria. It is also to educate our communities on the need to tidy up their environments, on the need to keep their water sources safe, and also on the need to report quickly to the hospital if they discover that they have any symptom of malaria.
Though Plateau State has no known case of cholera, all parties are leaving nothing to chance in the prevention of the disease. Hence, a constant reminder to members of the public on the importance of a clean environment.
We head over to Kogi State, where while the governor was speaking at an interactive session with 500 women and youths in poultry value chain in Lokoja, the state's capital, he says the initiative, which is to serve as a model for training in Kogi State, showcases the best practices and provides an opportunity for others to replicate and scale up. He also applauds the federal government and the World Bank Group for introducing the Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support, Elpress, project, which he describes as a game changer in the agricultural sector in the state.
Top government officials in Kogi State, stakeholders in the livestock and agriculture sector, beneficiaries from the 21 local government areas of the state, and World Bank representatives converge on the glass house for the Women and Youth in Poultry Value Chain Support Program.
Your Excellency, you're very much welcome, sir.
Then the Governor, Usman Ododo, steps in, and this event begins with an address from the Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Security to the coordinator of the Elpress project, who explains how the project will continue to empower women and youths in the agricultural sector through credit support.
Production activity. The Kogi State Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security will continue to formulate and implement agricultural policies to improve the welfare and means of livelihood of the citizens, promote a productive and resilient livestock sector, improve livestock management for climate change adaptation and mitigation.
This program is simply not about poultry alone, sir. It is about igniting the flames of self-reliance and empowerment within the very heart of our communities.
The governor expresses the determination to meet the objectives of the Elpress project with special focus on broiler production, day-old chicks, feeds, drug and vaccines, among others.
In Nigeria's drive toward food security and economic prosperity, it aligns seamlessly with our administration's short, medium, and long-term plan to make Kogi State the epic center of livestock production in Nigeria.
He also throws his support for President Bola Tinubu in the midst of the pushback against the economic hardship in the country.
I urge every one of us as a state to support Mr. President's programs and policies so that together we can jointly pull ourselves out of this economic hardship.
The Elpress project, which is a partnership between the World Bank and state government, has so far provided credit support for 500 women and youth farmers in the poultry value chain in Kogi State.
Joining us on the program is the Kogi State Coordinator of Elpress, Dr. Olufemi Bolari. You're welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. So let's just go straight into it. Kindly tell us more about the opportunities that are bound for beneficiaries of the Elpress program in Kogi State.
Thank you. The opportunities, one is to increase agricultural productivity. The second one is to improve the commercialization of the value chain. And all this will translate into improved livelihoods among the beneficiaries.
Okay, so when you say expand the platform, do you mean you're going to try as much as possible to engage more people, or are you just focused on just women and youths?
Thank you. For this program, we are starting with 500 women and youth together. We are going to expand it as it goes with time. And you know, the critical areas are broiler production, egg production, and marketing, which is all encompassing in the livestock agricultural value chain.
Okay, so right now with this program, it seems that the state government is trying to make Kogi State the livestock hub of the country. What's the scope the state government is looking at in this expansion?
Okay, the basic intention of this program is employment creation and self-reliance among the participants. And you could see if we can introduce this one at the 500 units now, we double it in the coming year and start increasing it and expand it to other arms and stratas of the society. The issue of unemployment, the issue of productivity, and the issue of the fractured agricultural value chain will have been mended in Kogi State.
Okay, so now you say you're starting off with 500 people, mainly youths and women. Could you tell us the specific ratio to which you're going to share the 500 between these two people, or these two groups of people?
Thank you. And you know, in Kogi State, we have 21 local governments, and all local governments will be represented. And you see, when you look at the population, we have more women than the other sector. So you will definitely know that the number of beneficiaries will be skewed towards women. And from the body language of our Excellency, Alhaji Usman Ododo, he has interest in women empowerment. And so the population will be skewed towards the women in terms of women and the women youths, the young women and the adult women.
Thus, the local governments that you plan on kicking off with or from?
All local governments are represented. The 21 local government, you could see from the picture, the whole glass house was filled to the brim. 500 women and youths have come, and the governor has been magnanimous enough. He paid for their transport, and he still gave them the startup fund, so that fund will be what will increase their interest and improve their ability to participate in the project.
Okay, so you said the governor gave them startup funds. Nigerians would like to know how much was actually given.
Okay, the World Bank gave support in terms of facilities, in terms of equipment like day-old chicks, poultry feeds, drugs, and point of lay, as well as for the marketing, deep freezer and generator, as well as frozen chicken to keep the marketing sector on. But governor, in his magnanimity, has given them a startup 100,000 naira each, and the participants start receiving that one from the hall that day. That one is apart the equipment support, which will be over 1 million to each of the beneficiaries. I can authoritatively say that.
Okay, thank you very much. We had the program coordinator of Elpress, Dr. Olufemi Bolari, joining us. Thank you, sir, and have a very wonderful day.
Thank you.
Still ahead, we will tell you what the federal government is doing in regards to payment of arrears. Join us again. Welcome back. The federal government says it has concluded arrangements to commence the payment of the arrears of the pension increment this August in order for the old citizens to also benefit while still alive. The Executive Secretary, Pension Transitional Arrangement Directorate, Dr. Choma Ejinkeme, disclosed this while addressing some pensioners in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital.
In fulfillment of the constitutional provision for 5-yearly pension increment, President Bola Tinubu approved a new pension rise effective January 2024. This appears to be the first time that the federal government has proactively and promptly implemented this constitutional provision. The Pension Transitional Arrangement Directorate, PITAD, has now concluded arrangements to commence the implementation of this increment with the payment of the accrued arrears this August.
For the very first time in the history of pension increments, Mr. President, His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, approved the implementation of pension increment for pensioners, which is supposed to take effect from the 1st of January 2024. You know, Section 173.3 of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, states that pensions are supposed to be increased every 5 years, or whenever salaries of working civil servants are increased, whichever one comes earlier. We got the circular in April, right? The circular got to us in April, but there were a few clarifications that we needed from the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission, because they are the ones that convey, these approvals. And we only just got that clarification last week. So we're implementing this August.
The pensioners who are the direct beneficiaries are quite appreciative of this presidential approval.
All those people who have not been given their NENO case, that is those pensioners who have died, PITAD is at the verge of completing the computation now. The gratuity that has been long for years, PITAD has started paying it. It's a wonderful organization. We give kudos to it. We're expecting our increment as well, because it's a thing for joy.
According to a representative of the Kwara State Deputy Governor, the state government has also paid arrears from 9 years ago.
What we are seeing today clearly shows that this administration, under the chairmanship of our Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has great concern for the senior citizens. And just like what I've told you, what is obtainable at the top is also what we celebrate here in Kwara State. Actually, the Secretary Governor of Kwara State, Malam Abraham Abrazak, leave no stone unturned as far as the issue of senior citizens are concerned. Just last week, His Excellency graciously approved the final outstanding arrears of pensioners in this state.
The Pension Directorate now has a new office in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, the second in the North Central Zone. This is to remove the burden of pensioners having to travel to Abuja to sort out their issues.
The federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to achieving Sustainable Development Goal 6 with the commissioning of the rehabilitated New Busa Water Works in Bogu local government area of Niger State. Secretary to the government of the Federation, George Akume, who commissioned the project, said the federal government is dedicated to ensuring universal access to clean water and sanitation for all Nigerians. The New Busa Water Works, which had been moribund for over 3 decades, has been restored to provide sustainable water management and improve public health in the community. The project is particularly significant for the community, which houses the Kanji Dam, Nigeria's largest hydroelectric dam.
The new Busa Waterworks Rehabilitation Project began in 2023 as an intervention by the National Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission, NHIPADEC. For over 30 years, the facility, managed by the government of Niger State, has not run a drop of water to homes within the new Busa community, which ironically houses Kanji Dam, Nigeria's largest hydroelectric dam. Now that it's been restored, it's supposed to help with sustainable water management and improve public health in the community. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, is represented by the Minister of State, Agric and Food Security, Sahabi Abdullahi, to commission the project.
Mothers will no longer have to worry about the safety of the water they give to their children. Also, the previous time and energy our beloved children invested in searching for water for our domestic use can now be channeled towards education, farming, business, and family. The improved water supply will boost public health and reduce the incidences of waterborne diseases.
The water scheme is an investment of 2.1 billion naira, which, according to the managing director of NHIPADEC, demonstrates the federal government's dedication to the well-being of the people.
This water scheme is more than just a fiscal structure. It is an investment of 2,156 million naira, which symbolizes the federal government commitment to the well-being of this important town.
Visibly excited, the Emir of Bargu, Sani Haliru Dantoro, believes the restoration of the waterworks is a compensation to the sacrifice and support that the community has offered Nigeria's electricity power supply.
The people of Bargu sincerely commend HIPADEC for partnering with Niger State government to comprehensively reconstruct the new waterworks. I'm impressed with the high quality of civil and engineering works executed at the waterworks intake, treatment plants, distribution pipelines, reservoir, office and duty staff quarters, as well as at the reticulation and booster station sections.
The commissioning of the new Busa Waterworks is described as a major milestone in the federal government's effort to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal 6 and ensure that all communities have access to clean water and sanitation.
Beneficiaries of the Nasarawa State's Conditional Cash Transfer Program, tagged the Kudin AA Sule, have received their 7th cycle payments. The program, which is in its second phase, is a replication of the federal government's conditional cash transfer aimed at cushioning the effect of the economic hardship for the poor and vulnerable people of the state. 6,000 persons selected from the 13 local government areas of the state are beneficiaries. Our correspondent Halima Gayam has this report.
Beneficiaries of the Nasarawa State Conditional Cash Transfer Program from Lafia converge on the local government council secretariat to receive their stipends as the monthly payment of 7,000 naira enters its 7th cycle. It's the second phase of the program, tagged Kuding AA Sule, which was launched by Governor Abdullahi Sule following the success of the first phase, which winded down with 3,600 beneficiaries. The governor joined the beneficiaries to witness the payment, reiterating his commitment to supporting the vulnerable persons in the state.
For us in Nasarawa State, in addition to all government activities that we do, which are our own responsibilities, whether in the form of education, health, agriculture, infrastructure, and staff welfare. We have also introduced the social involvement in order to touch people who are not in government and who have no source of income.
Chairman of Lafia, Aminu Meifata, assures of the council's support for the success of the program.
We want to assure you the Lafia Local Government Council will continue to host this event and will continue to give priority for the success of this program, because we have been the largest beneficiaries of this program since inception. So, Your Excellency, since we are not tired, we are also not going to be tired in providing the necessary environment for the success of this program.
The 1,346 beneficiaries from Lafia have separate specific forms of applying the stipend, ranging from businesses, family support, health, among others.
I give God the glory. I thank God, and I thank Engineer Abdullah Isile for the kind gesture.
Beneficiaries who utilize their stipend are supported with an additional as a booster to do more.
We try to identify from each zone on each payment because we encourage them to go into Adashi savings, and so that they can get some amount of money and start some business.
With 6,000 beneficiaries selected across the 13 local government areas of the state captured under the Conditional Cash Transfer Program, the government says the target is to reduce poverty, provide lifelong skills, and enhance the economic well-being of indigent people. Halima Agayam, Channels Television News.
The rift within the Benue PDP appears to be widening, with concerned stakeholders calling for the cancellation of the July 27th Ward Congresses held in the state. The site accusations of non-compliance with guidelines and diversion of election materials in 8 local government areas of Benue State. The group, led by Professor Nicholas Ada, expressed their stance during a press conference in Makurdi, the Benue State capital, while passing a vote of confidence on the suspended state chairman, John Ngede, and the state executive of the party. Meanwhile, a member of the group, former Speaker, Right Honorable Terenge Nsege, used the event to accuse the immediate past governor of Benue State, Samuel Otom, of anti-party activities and called for his expulsion from the party along with other suspended members. Well, while reacting to the Benue PDP group loyal to the former governor, Samuel Otom says it has suspended Senator Gabriel Suswam, Terenge Nsege, Richard Gbande, Tessen Suba, and Professor Nicholas Ada from the party for gross insubordination. A statement by the state's publicity secretary, Bemba Ayotom, says the chairman of the party for Apa, Gboko, Gwege East, Katsina Ala, Konshisha, Logo, Otuko, Tarka, and Ukum local government areas were also suspended. The party had summoned the affected persons yesterday to appear before the state's working committee to answer the allegations made against them for acts inimical to the good health and interest of the party, including diversion of campaign funds during the 2023 elections. According to the statement, the refusal of the affected persons to appear before the SWC at the party's state secretariat today contravenes Section 58 of the Constitution of the People's Democratic Party as amended in 2017, and accordingly they have been suspended from the party for a period of 1 month, and are hereby directed to appear before the disciplinary committee of the party at a date, venue, and time to be communicated to them by the committee. And that's where we close this edition of Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iriwo. Stay safe.